What's up everybody, Real Ninja here, going to show you how to cook some sturgeon. I've cooked sturgeon all kinds of different ways, and this is the first time I've ever done it this way, so I'm just going to kind of go through it with you and show you. I know it's going to turn out good, but anyways, here's the meat. We got I got 4 steaks here. The first thing I'm going to do is put it in a little bit of lemon juice for about a minute, no more. That's it. Leave it there for about a minute, maybe less. Sturgeon is a white meat, very mild in flavor, and it has a thicker, meatier consistency than say like a rockfish would, that will fall apart on the grill but be all flaky and stick to the grill and fall through. This is kind of chunky, almost like a pork chop. I mean, not quite, but I mean it's definitely more meaty than a lot of other fish out there. Now notice the butter that I'm using. I didn't boil it. Don't ever boil butter. If you want to know where monosaturated and saturated fats come from, it's when you boil butters, it kind of preserves them, makes them last longer, but it changes it into those bad fats that you don't want. So don't boil your butter, just make it soft. I did a little more than I wanted to, but I didn't boil it. So I drained off most of the excess lemon juice, and now I'm gonna add the butter in there. So now that the sturgeon meat's sitting in the butter, I'm gonna go ahead and season this side of it. And to season it, I'm only gonna use crushed black pepper, garlic powder, salt, and basil. That's it. And just a little bit. Now that I've seasoned one side of the sturgeon, I'm gonna place it on this, it's a baking sheet with a rack. So now the sturgeon meat's all dressed up and that's ready to go on the grill. Remember, it's just basil, garlic powder, salt, and pepper, and don't go crazy with it. And you see that butter on there. Okay, so now we'll just place this whole rack with the pan on the grill with a little apple wood to give it a little more smoke flavor. Before you ever put meat on the grill, make sure that the charcoal is completely gray so that you know all the igniting fluid is burned off. If you don't do that, you're going to be getting fumes in your meat. Now you see these? These are almost there. They're not quite ready. Another thing that's important is heat control. You don't want your vents all the way open. The vents on the bottom of the barbecue are open probably like a quarter to a third of the way. And most of the cooking that I do, the same thing with the top. The vents are only going to be open that much or maybe a little less. You have too much air going through there, it's going to get hot, it could flare up, and that's going to cause problems. So try to control a steady heat range. That's what you want to do. Alright, these coals are almost ready, so I'm going to add some of this apple wood in there, and then I'll put the pan right on top after this apple wood gets to smoldering up. I might cover it up first to cool it down a little bit first, because you can see it's getting real hot with the lid off. So now that I've added some apple wood, I'm gonna put the pan right on top of the grill. See, it's flaring up a little bit, but I'll cover it up, and so right on top of the grill, just like that. And then I'll cover it up, and I'll open this up just a little bit so it can breathe a little bit, so it won't die out, but it won't flare up. By putting the lid on it and only having it open a little bit, it's gonna accumulate a lot of smoke in there and burn oxygen, so it'll control the heat so it doesn't get too hot all at once. Meanwhile, and there it is, barbecue sturgeon with Kung Pao chicken vegetable. That's a meal fit for a real ninja. Perfect. Now remember, I told you this is meaty. This is meat. Delicious. And by the way, real quick shout out to Stephen Mitchell of Hooked Up Sport Fishing. Put me on this sturgeon right here I'm eating today. Enjoying it very much. You want to have yourself a good time, go out there and get you some too. Call him up.